Let's talk about chair dance as an instructor and as a student, in big heels, in small heels, or barefoot. There's a couple differences here that we want to pay attention to. So first and foremost, as an instructor, I like to wear different colors on different sides. I usually do pink or some type of colored indicator on the left, and I'll do white on the right, or clear because white and right rhymes, and it helps people kind of follow along. Whatever colors I do the same colors all the time. Except for Christmas, I do right, red, green, left because it's festive and fun. But otherwise, I'm really wearing the same colors. That way students begin to remember what side that is, and it can be really helpful. You can do this with wristbands, sweatbands, scrunchies, socks, whatever it is that's most helpful for you. I just happen to be wearing heels. For students, the indicators over time become really helpful. That way you don't have to keep asking, what side is that? What side are you on? Wait, which arm is that? You'll just kind of start to know if you can see the certain colors. Your brain will just start to process, that is this. But remember, that might only be with that one instructor. Your other instructors might not do that, and it can get really confusing if I, as an instructor, am constantly wearing my clear shoe on my right foot, and another instructor is demoing in two clear shoes. Your brain might get really confused as to which one is which, so keep that in mind as you're taking other classes. Something we want to think about, especially when we're doing chair dance with both heels on or not. I right now have on big heels, which makes movements like a squat interesting. I can lift my legs no problem, but not every student can. So if I have a squat with my feet forward, other students might need the squat with their feet behind them, especially if they're in big heels. There's nothing wrong with this. It does change the shape a little bit, here versus here. However, if you have platform shoes, this is a lot easier on the body. If you don't have platform shoes, you probably don't have this issue, and you even might be able to have your feet directly under your knees. But in platform shoes, we often see this, and there's nothing unsafe or wrong about it. It's just meh looking, but also if you put weight in your feet, you can't slide them around, so you're just kind of stuck here. So for instructors, remember that students might need their feet forward, or they might need them back. But try not to tell them to drag their feet back, because you're gonna end up with this weird ankle. So if you're in big platform shoes doing chair and you go to sweep the legs behind you, bring them forward first, and then bring one around at a time so you can shift your weight back and forth to do so. You can do all of the movements here that you would normally do, but it does allow you to come off the back a little easier. Now you'll also notice if I were to push off the back of this chair, because I'm in platform shoes, I'm gonna push into the top front of my platform. So if I come back and I wanna push up, I'm pushing into the platform before I come to my knees. If I were barefoot or in dance or street heels, I would actually push into the ball of my foot and straighten my legs. But in platforms, this is a little bit more compromising on our ankles, so we don't wanna do this. Think about the difference in how you want your body to move in the different types of heels that you're in. So for instructors, you'll notice that it's really easy to pivot in barefoot, socks, or dance heels on the ball of your foot. You can do it with a flex foot fairly easily, but it's not necessarily as easy to do with the platform shoe. Sometimes pirouettes, yes, but pushing straight through that ankle in the platform shoe is a little bit easier on the body, not easier movement, it's easier on the body. So make sure that you're remembering to make those adjustments, and students, you can also remember to make these adjustments on your own. The last thing we really want to remember when we're talking about big heels versus no heels or small heels is the weight distribution. Now, regardless of how I'm getting into laying on my back, I want to remember that heels have weight. So if I have big heels on and I know that it's going to pull my weight forward when I open, I might not open as far. I might need to hip tilt in order to open, so I feel like I'm not going to fall off the front of the chair. It really just depends on how do I keep that weight distribution even. I also want to remember that if I'm in any type of heel, pointing my foot is going to elongate that line. Whereas if I have no shoes on, I can kind of flex, I can do whatever I want. You could flex anyways, but aesthetically, the point is going to elongate your line. Remembering as we sit up, if I don't have heels on, I can't use the weight of the heel to help me sit up, it's only the weight of my leg. Whereas if I have heels on, the weight of the heel is gonna help me sit up as well. Mostly the platform heels, not necessarily the dance heels. So instructors, help your students out by differentiating between what they have on their feet, and yes, their actual physical body mechanics will also play a role. And students, remember, if your instructor's teaching in one type of heels or no heels at all, you are encouraged to ask, is that the same for this heel? Is that the same if I'm barefoot? Can I do it like this? It might just be a body mechanic, it might just be a preference, or it might be a safety issue. So ask so that you know, yes, this isn't how I planned the choreo, but you could do it that way. Or no, I'd prefer if you didn't, here's why. These are the safety parameters as to why we're doing it this way. Regardless of which way you're doing it, if you'd like to learn more from myself or any of our instructors, check out studioxpresents.com. We do have a virtual studio and on-demand classes. We also have live virtual classes as well. We'd be happy to talk to you about customizing a plan for your dance journey. And as always, please stay safe with your training.